Hey, what's up, everybody? Guns for Everyone. Another video for our firearms fundamentals. This video is going to be about loading and unloading your gun and how to do that and how to practice doing that. So, if you haven't already watched our video on safety plan, developing your practice and safety plan, just to kind of lay down some ground rules on how you're going to do this safely. And other than that, let's just get to it. All right, so here we go. I've got my gun in my gun bag or gun case. Today I'm going to be showing two different guns because of one specific feature, but maybe I'll do more than that. Depends on what we're doing. All right, so starting off with my gun bag and my gun in here. And one of the things that I always try to recommend to people when they're first starting out is pay attention when you open these things up. Which way is the gun pointed? I'm going to be picking this thing up and handling it, the Glock, and if I had to do that from this direction, that means I'm going to start out with the gun pointed at me. And if I can avoid that, I will. I do this at the shooting range, do this anytime I'm handling a gun. If I can avoid that gun needing to be pointed at me as I start to handle it, then I do. So before I even touch it, turn this thing around to face the right direction. Now I have two guns in here, but I'm just going to be picking up this one and then setting this one aside. All right, so first things first, I'm going to check the gun, make sure it is unloaded, and check my magazine, and I've got no ammo in the general area, so this is my starting spot. Got some dummy rounds in here. You can get these at your local gun store. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them in lots of places. I'm going to start out with a few of them. You only really need a few to kind of get this practice. Now, just to reiterate, for practicing, practice sessions should be short and frequent. You will get more out of this if you keep it short and frequent. If you try to make this an hour-long session, it's going to be diminishing returns on that value for your time. So I'm going to start with loading my magazine. And remember, the bullets go uphill on the magazine. So if you put the magazine down, it's oriented at an incline and the bullets go uphill on the magazine. And I'm going to use my thumb to push down and insert the magazine. I'll do this a little bit closer to the camera. Thumb down, push down, and insert. They make magazine loaders. I recommend one, especially if you have fatigue issues with your hands for whatever reason. I don't use them because I don't need them. If I did need them, I would use them. So get a magazine loader if you need one. All right, so my gun is locked open. I can see that it's not loaded, meaning I can see into the chamber. There is no round in the chamber, and I can see down into the magazine well that this is not loaded. I'm going to take the gun in my shooting hand with my shooting grip, finger off the trigger. I'm going to keep the gun pointed at the wall as I do this, rotate the gun towards my other hand, and insert the magazine and drive it in. I can do that by pushing it in and then slapping it, or I can do that by driving it in. But I want to make sure that magazine is fully seated. And then as I bring the gun close to my body, I'm going to come over the top. You notice how my hand, palm, fingers on the gun. Not like this, okay? Not using the slide stop button, using my whole hand. And I'm going to pull back and I'm going to let go. I'm not going to let the gun, I'm not going to let my hand ride the gun forward. That can interfere with how the gun is supposed to load. I'm going to pull back and let go. Now, the slide has gone home. There is a round in the chamber, and if I pull back, I can verify that. I can see the brass right there, and the gun is loaded. If my goal is just learn how to familiarize myself to load and unload the gun, then I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to press the magazine release with my thumb. Magazine out. I'm going to pull the slide back and lock it back when I am unloading the gun. Locking the gun open safely is my first priority. I don't care where this round goes. I want this thing to be locked open. So as I do that, I pull back and let go. This thing might fall onto the floor. I don't care. first and foremost, I am pulling back on this slide, pushing up on this lever with my thumb at the same time, and locking the gun open. Now that the gun is locked open, I'm going to put it down and I'm going to collect whatever pieces I need to. Reload this magazine. Keep the gun pointed at the wall, rotate it, drive the magazine in, come back, pull back and let go. Drop the magazine out, lock the gun open, verify that it is in fact empty, and then collect my spent round or my unused round. These dummy rounds do not pop, they do not snap, they don't, I mean, even though sometimes they're called snap caps, they don't do anything. So you don't have to worry about that. This is, the reason I'm doing this is because it's safer than using live ammo. You can use live ammo. Two big issues with live ammo is one, the safety issue. If anything goes wrong, obviously the gun can go off. Number two, as you continually load and unload live ammo into your gun, it can cause the bullet to move forward or backward, depending on the firearm, in the case. And that can cause pressure issues with that particular round. And I don't want to waste ammo by doing this. So, all right. So I've got my magazine, I've got my unloaded gun, keep it pointed at the wall, rotate it, bring this up, pull back, let go, drop this out, lock this open, and check and put it down. All right, so this simple practice here of doing this is doing two things. It's teaching you the proper order of operations on the gun, and it's teaching you the coordination. Pulling back on the slide and locking it open is coordination. There is some strength involved, but a lot of it comes down to knowing how it's supposed to feel as I push this up, where the force is supposed to be. And so I'm just getting a bunch of repetitions of the same set of actions. These set of actions are going to help build confidence with the gun. They're also going to help you be a safer gun handler. Now, I can do some repetitions with the slide closed. Slide is closed, magazine goes in, pull back and let go, and now it's loaded. Drop the magazine, lock it open, put it down, close the gun, magazine in, pull back, and same thing. Okay? So repetitions doing that. If the next goal is to practice my grip with this, then I could do this incorporating proper grip and extension on the gun and then coming back and unloading. But I'm not going to cover grip in this video. This is just the loading and unloading of the gun. All right, so there's your Glock. There's your 9mm. There is another gun. This is the Taurus TX22. This gun has a magazine assist on it. So I'm going to grab some 22 rounds. And the way the magazine assist works is I start pulling down the follower on the magazine with the little tabs and then insert the ammo. And one of the reasons why these are on a 22 is because these rounds are more fragile and we don't want to be forcing these rounds into the magazine like we can do with the 9mm because it will cause damage to the rounds that we put in here, and that damage will cause the round to not work. All right, so I've loaded this in. Now this gun, I can't look down on this gun to see if it's unloaded. I have to look in through the side on the gun because the ejection port on this gun is strictly on the side. And notice when I do that, I'm keeping the gun pointed in my generally safe direction while I visually inspect. Okay? So goes in, closes, magazine out, lock the gun open, check. Now that one went flying, so I'll probably skip picking that one up until I'm done doing this. All right, and then okay, so once I'm done, I'm going to put the gun back staged where I want it. If I'm not ready to keep a loaded gun in the house, then staged would be, you know, magazine empty, gun locked open, secure in wherever I decided I'm going to keep that gun. Once the gun is secure, then I clean up everything else. So there's your basic practice there for loading and unloading your gun. It's not something you need to do for the rest of your life. A few practice sessions close together, short time, will help build the skill, and then maintaining the skill. If you're not making it to the range on a regular basis, you can maintain that skill once a month, once every couple of weeks, and help to, get a much better understanding of the firearm. All right, so there you go. Pretty simple. Look for more videos on this topic. This video is to supplement our fundamentals class and our beginner level class. Also, if you've never taken any training, this is a good place to start for familiarizing yourself with your firearm. Any questions, please put them in the comments. Thanks for watching. Check us out, gunsforeveryone.com. Free concealed carry classes across Colorado and beyond. All right, peace out.